Trey Ryder, you're a pretty talented guy. Pretty smart guy. I've known you for a while. Did you have that type of confidence at 14 years old?
No, I did not. But I wasn't playing on this stage at 14 years old. You know what? If I was, I might be. If I got to go into math class at 14 years old and be like, hey, teacher, I got to take Friday off because I won't be here because I'm going to go be playing on ESPN, I might be Hollywood too.
This has been, with all due respect to all the players, has been the biggest story of the weekend. Again, just 14 years old, and here he is on national TV. And you know what? We've seen this coming. He's not the only one. We've been waiting for one of these young teenagers to make their debut here on national TV, and here it is, and he has come out firing.
And that's going to give him momentum. You don't want to give this kid momentum early because the more he's got, the louder he gets.
And the louder the crowd's going to get too, right?
Oh, yes. You got family right behind.
You know what's really incredible also is the fact that, we talked about the story of Justin Burton Jr., and we're talking about Jacob Gore, and we're talking about Alan Rawls, and we have totally forgotten that Devon Harbaugh right now is the hottest player on the planet.
Yes, right.
No one's beating him.
Right, he is just unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. He's put so many bags in the hole just at every single level. Absolutely shredding the competition right now.
Double four-bagger.
And he was a player that's always been kind of a top 10, top 15 player, was just missing that signature win. And although it wasn't a national, he did get an open singles win just a few months ago. That was his first signature singles event. He's so many second, third, fifth place finishes. So for Harbaugh to be able to get that was a big win for him in particular. But he's still craving that national singles win on this biggest stage.
Yeah, and while the pro season officially underway here with the National, there is another series, an open series. So the players have been playing in a different series as part of their 23 season. And just to kind of put in perspective what he's done, as you see him doing right there and spin it in.
That was outrageous because he had to be delicate going in because that bag was drooping in the hole by Jake Gore. So what he did was Harbaugh flipped it over onto that slick side. Again, two-sided bag, slick side, just melted around that bag and in.
I was going to say his stats, Trey, coming into this weekend, they're probably even higher now. His stats for the 23 season, a 9.93 PPR.
Yeah, that's not just a one-time thing, right? Okay, I had a really good game. That's sustained success at every level this year.
His winning percentage so far this year, 87%. I'm telling you, he's just been absolutely killing it so far this year.
Oh, and they bunch all up. Does Harbaugh think he can just lay on top? And he can.
Yeah, he doesn't want to mess with it. He's just going to board. And it will stay 2-0. Devon Harbaugh, 24 years old, full-time ACL pro. Really good athlete back in high school. He's actually a baseball player and a wrestler.
Harbaugh's also a big pro favorite, meaning that a lot of pros love Harbaugh. There's not many pros within the division. He's made a lot of friends. He's got a lot of fans that are peers in this building right now that are cheering for him. Yes, the great story is Jacob Gore, the 14-year-old, but Harbaugh's kind of been one of those guys, those veterans, even though how young he is, it's just he's put in the work. He's put in the time, and the players within the community respect him for it.
And this one could take a while. I'm telling you right now, unless something crazy happens.
It could take a while, but throwing each bag won't take a while. I mean, these guys are slinging bags. Like I said, we mentioned it. They're not going to waste any time, especially Jacob Gore. If he could legally throw the bag before Devon's came to arrest, he would. Beautiful push through replacement there, and now can he get around this left side? Will he go slick side again? Yeah, this is what he did last time. He's trying to drip in that left side with a slick side bag. Again, he makes it look so easy, but I promise it's not. Usually you use the slick side to push through a bag. This time he's throwing it higher with the slick side just to sneak around and in. Perfection.
Ties it up at 2. Again, Jacob Gore, just 14 years old, out of Concord, North Carolina. He's actually a twin. Haven't even had a chance to talk about his twin brother, Jackson, also a terrific player here on the ACL circuit. And Michelle standing by with the Gore family all the way from North Carolina.
All right, Jackson, how does it feel watching your brother out here on the big stage?
It feels good. I know he deserves this. He's been grinding like all nonstop. I mean, he's been throwing good all week. It doesn't surprise me that he's on here, and I just hope he keeps it up.
All right, from one parent to another, what did you do to have a kid with so much confidence?
I don't know what we did. He's pretty amazing.
He absolutely is. How about Dad? Did you do something to get this kid so confident?
I don't know if I did anything, but he definitely exudes confidence. So we got blessed with that, I guess. He's only like about, 4 foot tall, but he stands about 10 foot when you see him.
Absolutely.
Oh, so much confidence. Great family. Had a chance to spend some time with them. Again, out of Concord, North Carolina. And again, not to be forgotten is Jackson Gore, his twin brother, who is quite significantly taller. I mean, when you see these kids and they're twins, Jackson's got him by several inches, but he is every bit as good of a player. He's really good.
They're not identical twins.
No.
They are not identical twins. And what's so funny is you talk to some pros, and if you said a Gore brother was going to make the broadcast, I bet at the beginning of the season a good amount would actually say Jackson, because he's just, last season he finished in the top 15 of pro single standings. Never made that broadcast, but he came so close multiple times. Came in 5th place at the World Championships, only losing to Alex Rawls, who had to beat him twice in the last bit, and he did. So, I mean, I'm telling you, it was just to see how good these kids are, and that they play doubles together, which is just so fun to watch as well.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me with that? Jake Gore with both bags of Harbaugh's on the right side of the hole, and somehow Jake goes around it and in.
Absolutely incredible roll bag. That was actually, it wasn't even a roll, it was a cut. That is a picture perfect cut, and look at Hollywood right there. He's ready for this moment.
I mean, it's a slider. It's like a slider in baseball.
It's exactly what it is.
It's amazing when you watch these players, again, how the game has evolved. Just a slight angle of the wrist, whether you bend your wrist back and backload it, you angle it to try and cut it. And I know we've talked about this before, it's like being a major league pitcher with 5 different pitches. It's incredible what these guys can throw now. There you see the angle. It looked like Devon might have been trying to do the same thing, to kind of go backdoor and kind of roll and push that bag in, maybe just touch it and push it in, but missed it.
Yeah, the issue was there is he actually caught too much of the very edge side of the board, kind of the side rail almost that we call it. And when you hit that, it's kind of like hitting what we call the dead spot at the very bottom of the board, very front of the board. When you do that, it immediately kills all motion of the bag. It just immediately stops, right? So that's kind of what happened there. He actually threw that cut bad and tried to get more action like Gore did on the previous round, but just too far right.
Well, Harbaugh again on that back edge. That bag is out of play for the moment, and misses again to the left as Jake goes right down the middle, hops it in.
Now Harbaugh's got a decision to make. Does he go after this bag? He is trying to go after it.
Almost was able to grab it, bring it back in.
It's a valiant effort there to try to get that bag.
Look at this. I mean, we went from, what, a 2-2 ball game, and now 4 more for Jake to make it 12-2. And again, at that halfway point, media timeout, and what a start here for the 14-year-old. Well, let's take a look at our all cornhole stats from this weekend, and look at this for Devon Harbaugh. Trey, we kind of touched on it earlier, but in the bracket B final against Matt Guy, who is tied with Jamie Graham as the all-time winningest player in the history of the sport. Look what Devon did, a PPR of 11.76.
Yeah, I mean,
almost perfect.
Yeah, 68 bags thrown and 66 of them went in the hole. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, the good news is if you got that level of stat, you're never out of it. And if he can get that rhythm in here and get back into it, you know he has the staying power in order to finish.
All right, the 14-year-old Jacob Gore with a 10-point lead, and just moments ago, Michelle had a chance to catch up with him.
An amazing start. How are you feeling?
Feeling good so far.
any kind of nerves?
No, I'm just letting the bag do what it's done all weekend. And
Any different kind of strategy? Are the boards playing any differently or anything?
the boards are a little fast, but other than that, they're playing pretty well.
All right, awesome job.
Incredible poise. 14 years old, 8th grader, homeschooled because of the travel that they do. Practices 3 or 4 hours a day minimum, he said, depending on the weather. Some days he said he'll practice up to 7 or 8 hours. And why not, right? You're 14.
Back to the right-hand side.
Well, Trey, I mean, with Harbaugh, the numbers that he has put up and has been nearly unstoppable so far in the 23 season. I mean, you can't help but think that maybe the spotlight on Jake, has that maybe gotten to him a little bit?
Maybe. I'd be more apt to say that. I mean, if I thought he was throwing terrible, but Devon Harbaugh's throwing a 9.69 PPR in this game so far. So, I mean,
still below his season average.
It's a little bit below, but at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to say that just yet. I think there's still plenty of this game left. But maybe there was a little bit that at the beginning, right? And maybe that's why it's built a little bit of this lead. I still think Devon Harbaugh has got plenty of ability to get back in this game.
14-2.
Harbaugh for the double and count it.
So Devon Harbaugh down now 14-2, and Michelle, sounds like Devon, I know he's made some changes as far as his mental game, but might have had to make a change of the bags today too.
Yeah, I'm wondering what you guys think about this, because those are not his bags. He couldn't play with his bags because they were similar colors. He was the lower seed, and he didn't have any other bags. So these are not bags he plays with ever.
I mean, it's obviously going to affect you a little bit. And if that's the difference between him throwing a 9.7 or whatever he's throwing now, a 9.8, and the 10.4 or whatever that got him here, then yeah, that may be the difference. The bags are similar, but they are a completely different series. He was throwing Cornhole Coastal, now he's throwing BG bags. I mean, it's just there's going to be a little bit of a difference. What a roll.
Almost sneaks it in, and Devon wants a timeout to take a look at the pile.
Yeah, you got, what, 35, 40% of the hole back there. You definitely could throw an airmail, but you saw it on the screen there. This bag is elevated, which means you have to throw it even higher if you're going to avoid it on an airmail drag. If you like your roll shot, I think my favorite would be landing here, trying to roll right over and into that backside. And if it hangs up, it hangs up. I don't think I like an airmail. I'll prefer the roll.
Yeah, he angled it, but it checks up and deflects off to the left, and lucky to just keep it on the board.
Yeah, he threw it a little too far up the board. He actually threw it kind of in the little crevice where that bag was laying on the board. So he really needed to land a little bit shorter to at least start that tumbling action.
This is absolutely amazing what we're seeing. I mean, again, yes, you're right. Jake's still got some work to do, but I think maybe a lot of us thought, okay, he's 14 years old, had a great run, just great to get here,
yes,
right?
Great
to get to the Final Four, be on national TV, but now you got to play Devon Harbaugh, right? And no one's beating Devon Harbaugh. Well, he is, and he does regularly, according to him. And he's up 16-2.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't shy about it. He wasn't shy about it in that little feature.
Yep.
I mean, he knows that he can go toe-to-toe and has won toe-to-toe with Harbaugh.
Spins in. Be a 10-10 wash. Devon Harbaugh, again, 24 years old, 4 career titles, but still looking for that first national win. No national victories, no world championships.
Jake Gore, every single bag that he has thrown so far in the game has either been on the board or in the hole. 100% scoring percentage right now. 81% of the bags thrown have gone in. Unbelievable performance that we've seen so far.
speeds it off the back. And Jake misses a little bit to the left and helps out Harbaugh a little bit.
Okay, and you actually have a bumper here. He did this earlier. He's actually going to try to hit this and use slick side and then melt in the side. Oh, he actually went airmail, tried to clear it clean over. Different than what he's done earlier in the game. He did hit it, but he drags it in. Going to give a single point, make it 17-2, and now Jacob Gore just 4 points away.
Devon Harbaugh from Chesapeake, Virginia, down big. Another feather in the cap for Devon Harbaugh. There is a huge tournament out in California, Spencer McKenzie's, every year. Over 1,000 doubles teams. And you talk about a gauntlet and probably one of the toughest tournaments to win. He won it last year.
Yeah, absolutely won it in doubles alongside Ryan Windsor. Gonna need some of that magic here to come back into this game. This would be hard. Give him a couple. 17-4.
That was actually a 15-0 run by Jake. Remember, it was a 2-2 game.
Yeah, but more importantly for Harbaugh is first bag. If he wants to start playing a little bit more of a block game, he can do that. And that's exactly what he does. He's going to test. Right now, it's been a lot of throwing, a lot of four-baggers, sliding bags into the hole. I think what he's saying now is, I want to see what Gore can do with a messy board. He's going slick, hard push. Oh, and he's going to be okay there.
Yeah, one of each drop, but he also knocked one of Jake's off the back.
Yeah, right now it's a 5-4 round. Harbaugh gets a little bit in there.
There's some room over there. Oh, and Jake throws it off.
He was trying that little cut, so it looks like it's going to be just a 2-point round.
Oh, and Devon Harbaugh for the first time really showing some emotion.
Yeah.
Claps his hands together.
That was one of those bags where Jake maybe got a little excited, rushed it just a hair.
So now a little 4-0 run by Devon Harbaugh. A little change in strategy on this end. Just goes straight in with the first one. And now lays a block in his lane.
Yep, there's that block there.
Boy, they are just rapid fire, aren't they? Barely waiting for the bag to go in.
Another four-bagger there by Harbaugh, answered by Gore.
It looks so easy. This is crazy. 17-6. I'm telling you, for those of you watching at home, next time you play, take the tape measure out. Might take 2 tape measures and put the tips of the board 27 feet apart. And you'll be like, oh, yeah, wow, that is tough. Ridiculous.
Oh, there's another block. Testing Gore, and now, ooh, will Harbaugh go with an airmail here? No, he's going to cut. Oh, beautiful. It's a cut-roll combo there. Gore trying to answer. He cannot. Going to be 2 more, Jeff. This kind of reminds you of what we saw last game, right?
Almost identical, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Burton Jr. goes out to a big lead, and all of a sudden, Rawls starts creeping back in.
6-0 run now by Devon Harbaugh. Such a smooth throw, and that one right on the lip. Jake takes them both in.
Another
goes
block.
Right in the way.
Oh, okay. This might be an opportunity for Harbaugh. He might go hard here and try to sling that gray bag off. Oh, no, he's going to cut around. Ooh, what's the plan here? Slick side, hopefully. Yeah, slick side hard up the middle. Push as many as yours you can in. Okay, you knock yours in.
Yep, not terrible.
You go off. Yeah, you're calling even, and Gore's going to take his time out here. Right now, he's down 3 in the round. Leaves it on the board. He's going to give up. If he'll leave it on the board, he'll give up 2. If he goes in, it'll be a wash. If he can somehow get this bag in, maybe like a roll drag or something, be better off. So I don't know. There's couple options here.
He knows what he wants to do. Goes front of the backside and fires it too far.
3.
And 3 more now for Devon Harbaugh. It's going to be 17-11 and now a 9-0 run.
Got a little bit intense in here all of a sudden.
Yeah, look at everyone standing. First one in.
You can just tell by the demeanor from both players. Harbaugh is now the one, it almost looks like he can't wait to get the next bag out of his hand.
Well, Trey, you nailed it. I mean, as soon as he won that round, maybe the biggest thing was just getting first bag back.
Yep.
He's been lightning ever since that.
Oh, and that bag is off. He goes for a hard push to get them all, and they just stay there. And Jake Gore is luckily just going to be able to say, okay, I'm going to lay up. I'm just going to give up a single point, but it is another point for Harbaugh.
It was 17-2. And just like we saw, as Trey was just saying, Justin Burton Jr. had to hold off a huge comeback by Alan Rawls back in our first semifinal.
That's another bag that ends up on the backside of the hole, and that's collected by Harbaugh. Momentum is shifting quick, Jeff.
Sitting +2 at the moment. Got a chance to make this a 3-point game. And that one's in, but it will be 2 more, and it is a 3-point game, 17-14.
Harbaugh has come back all the way. 17-2, you said, Jeff? Yeah. Unbelievable.
It was 2-2, and then that huge 15-0 run by Jake, and now this big run by Harbaugh.
A game of runs. That bag is going to be hard to collect. Gore's got to do everything he can not to help Harbaugh get that bag, and that was a nice little clip to bring it a little bit closer by Harbaugh. And now, where did these guys end up? Gets there. Gore may try to split these. Nope, he's going to go with a little bit of a roll.
Comes up short.
Harbaugh's going to take his second of 3 timeouts that he's allowed. So pretty similar situation. He can go backside airmail here, maybe get a drag from one of the bags, maybe, or he can try a roll bag where he lands right here and then rolls over the top. Maybe the only other option is because this bag's on the slick side, he could try to take another step out to change his path from here to here and use slick side to maybe push something in. Maybe that's what he's doing right now.
Trey, a couple of months ago, what did we talk about? Risk versus reward. I'm not sure you want to take a big risk right now. Is it going to be the roll shot? No, he goes hard, spins it.
But he kept it, he was a little bit more conservative because he stayed on the stick side.
And stayed low. And now Jake just absolutely exploded the pile, but unfortunately took 2 of his off the bat.
And that's going to be a 4-point round. We have a lead change, 18-17.
And we are officially into Lucky Bags crunch time. What a turn of events here in our second semifinal. Devon Harbaugh was down 17-2.
Unbelievable. You talk about risk versus reward, Jeff. In that last round, Harbaugh played it a tad bit conservative, staying on the stick side. Gore did not. He fired it with the slick, and he knocked bags off.
Oh, Harbaugh didn't like it, but he'll take it. And he's going to give up a couple of points, and we've got another lead change.
Talk about a game of runs. A run of 15 by Gore, then a run of 16 by Harbaugh, and now Gore retakes the lead with 2.
And now 1 miss by Harbaugh. Could be trouble as both try to get into the finals.
Oh, and that bag.
That could be it.
Everybody feels it. Gore feels it.
Look at this, the 14-year-old. Are you kidding me? Look at the poise stepping out.
Has an opportunity. He's going to take one of his timeouts to reset. He understands the magnitude of the situation. He's walking over. Got to get some soda in there to get him pumped up for this one.
Takes a quick look at what he's got to do as he heads back to the other end as Devon Harbaugh can just shake his head after that last miss.
Without officially calling it, this feels like a 4-bagger wins it.
He hits it in, but spins it deep.
And Harbaugh has more life. This has got to be in.
And he does. Right down the middle. Keeps it in.
Talk about intensity, Jeff.
Oh my goodness, 19 to 18.
Now, I know you liked the pause, but do you think he took too much of a pause?
I think it was pretty poised to do it, actually. I kind of liked it. Harbaugh almost sneaks around him. And Gore puts them both in.
Harbaugh gets them both.
All right, down to the final bag here in this round. It's deep.
Now you got to get at least one. If you get both in, you'll take the lead at 20.
And Harbaugh gets it to fall in.
And now another lead change.
20 to 19.
For a chance to get to a national final. For a chance to play Justin Burton Jr.
It was 2-2. And then Jake Gore, a huge run to make it 17-2. Harbaugh came all the way back to take the lead.
Oh, that's a little bit of a question mark bag. Can Gore get these bags in?
Harbaugh gives it back.
One falls, and now Jeff Harbaugh's gonna slide this. This may come down to an airmail drag, possibly for the win, and if you miss it, you lose. Biggest shot of his career right here.
On the way, and gets one. And the other two are stuck.
I cannot believe what I just saw.
Harbaugh comes down the
it.
other end and grabs him as fast as he can.
They were stopped.
Yeah.
They weren't moving. But he hit the shot, Jeff.
Incredible. 14 years old. That's the shot he wanted, and the bags just stuck. Devon Harbaugh survives and advances.